So it was Halloween night. Hit him below the belt because, honey, he was real pissed off. You trying to call me a hoe? Like, and jobless. But you want to take these eggs out of our refrigerator to go throw them at somebody's house. You wasting food at this point now. Hey guys, it's Sharika and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. I would love to have you. So today we are doing some giant king crab legs here, and I have my mayo and mustard in the back. For today's drink, this is a lime mint lemonade. And it's so good. So let's go ahead and say grace. Amen. Hey y'all. Happy Monday. All right. I'm gonna get right into this, y'all, because I am starving. I'm gonna pull this one down right here. Now look at this. The crab legs are from Costco. Ouch. So we do have a story time today. Oh. Oh. If you guys watch my vlog, y'all already know why I look like this. I am dead tired, okay? We went out of town yesterday we went out of town for the weekend for little Tony's birthday. And we had a really good time. I met one of you guys. Well, I met a few of you guys in Orlando. So that was fun. Okay, I'm gonna take my first big bite. And then we're gonna get into it. So let's cut this open. Take this piece out. So today's story time is from Fear Thy Neighbor. And if you guys are new here, yes, I love like crime investigation channels, like Investigation ID, all types of shows like that. I love. So that's what I mostly tell stories about. Oh, I'm so hungry. Okay. So girl, there was this family just moved into a new neighborhood. It was the husband, wife, and the kid. It was the kid's stepdad. So the stepdad's parents moved to Florida. So he wanted to be closer to his parents, so he moved his family to Florida. The neighborhood that they moved to had like a lot of older people in it. The kid, he was like 16, so you know, he seemed kind of sad because he didn't see any other kids his age playing around in the neighborhood. So, you know, his parents would tell him, you know, just give it some time. You'll meet some friends. Just give it some time. So they were a really close family. So the stepdad, he was, he had like a mechanic shop. And I'm not too sure what the wife did, because that ain't neither here nor there, girl, because it's about to get crazy. So one day, they're in the yard, minding their own business. The mom and the dad, they in the yard planting and stuff like that. And the son just out there hanging out with them. Well, he had been to his new school and everything like that. So he's sitting outside. These three brothers pass by on their bike and they notice him. So Will just called the little boy Rick. So the little boys was like, oh, hey, Rick, you live out here in this neighborhood? So he was like, yeah, we just moved in. So he introduced the little boys to his parents. So the little boys were saying, you know, well, come over to our house, you know, let's play the video game. So he asked his parents if he can ride down there. So they was like, okay, you can stay for like an hour and we're going to come down there to pick you up. So he left with the boys. Now the three brothers, they lived with their mom, their dad, and their uncle. Okay. So their one uncle, his name was Uncle Ron. Real cool dude. And he would just go to work, come home, drink his Budweiser, and just chill with the boys. So he was like a real cool uncle. Always like the peacemaker when they get into little arguments and stuff like that. The brothers try to fight each other. He would always calm them down. Like, he was a good guy. Okay. So the little boy go over there, play the game with them. They wild, crazy little boys. Y'all know how little boys are, little knuckleheads. So the three little boys, we'll call them Ronnie, Bobby, and Ricky. And the little single boy that was by himself, his name Mike. You follow me? Are we here? Okay. So girl, Mike's parents come pick him up. And of course he meet the boys' parents. And they introduce themselves, everything, all good, whatever. So Mike, he used to like to go fishing. And especially since they were now in Florida, his daddy used to take him fishing all the time. So he decided, okay, well, he's gonna take two of the boys. I think one of the little boys was a little older than them. So he didn't really hang with them as much. It was just like the ones that were closer to Mike's age. So Ronnie and Bobby. Ricky was just doing his own thing. So Ronnie and Bobby went with Mike and his daddy to go fishing. So he's sitting back, you know, not really paying him any attention, reading his paper. The three boys down there fishing. So they decide they're gonna pull a little prank on Mike, which was a stupid idea, doing that in front of his parent. So they decide they're gonna tell him, you know, it's alligators in this water. So Mike was like, really? Because he was like a little pushover or whatever. I mean, but he was 16, but you know, he just wanted some friends so bad. So they was like, why don't you go put your foot in the water? So he was like, no. So then, you know, they pushing him and pushing on him and stuff like that. So the daddy said, what the hell you think you're doing to my kid? Right? I was in there screaming. So then he was like, let's go right now. So they had already rubbed the daddy the wrong way. So after that situation, different little stuff started happening because Mike couldn't keep his little ex from down there. They stealing his games. They done messed up his bike. He kept going down there. So this one time his daddy had bought him, Mike bought him a new Game Boy. Mike done invited the little boys to his house in his room this time. The daddy come and he just standing at the door and he see one of the little boys. Y'all remember when the kids used to collect those little Beanie Babies or whatever? He tries to put one in his pocket and the dad caught him. So the daddy told him, get the heck out of my house and I don't want you to come back. So he had told his son, these little boys are trouble. I don't want you hanging out with them. Okay? So once they left, Mike realized that his whole Game Boy was gone. He called them. He said, I can't find my Game Boy. Have you seen it? So they was like, what Game Boy? So he was like, well, maybe I just misplaced it I'll try to find it. But if you see it before I do, just let me know. Just let me know what's up. Come to find out, Ronnie and Bobby had stole Mike's Game Boy. So they went to the guidance counselor at the school, had a meeting, and got the Game Boy back. Their relationship is done at this point. They also stole his bike, but never admitted to it. His daddy done bought him a new bike. He found some new friends. They sitting in front of the house, playing cards, cleaning their bikes, just doing little boy stuff or whatever. Guess who ride by? Just Ronnie. He was by himself. So he pulled up on the little boys and he was like, oh, are y'all new to the neighborhood? So they was like, yeah, we just moved in, blah, 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 blah. He looked at Mike and he said, oh, so these are your new friends, huh? So he was like, yeah, we're just hanging out. So he was like, oh, I see you got a new bike. Can I see it? So Mike was looking like, you know, he was kind of looking at his friends. So they trying to see if you're going to let this dude just come and punk you and take your bike like he Debo and you Day-Day. Like, what's about to go down? So girl, he said, I just want to look at it. So then Mike was like, sure. So when the dude picked the bike up, he was like, sucker, and tried to drive off. So Mike then pulled up, yanked him by his collar and said, knock it off. It's done, it's over with, knock it off. Get out of here. You know, the whole little thing, right? They was being very dramatic, okay? So he basically embarrassed the little boy. So the little boy said, this is not over. He went to the house. He got both his brothers with him. They want to come back and take Uncle Ron with them to scare Mike. So Uncle Ron was like, you know, just cut it out. Just leave him alone. You guys don't have to prove a point. You know, you guys are kids. Just let it go. But Ronnie, oh, he like, no. I can't let him embarrass me like that in front of those other kids. You should have seen his friends. So they was like, okay, Uncle Ron said let it go. We're going to just let it go. But now they found out that Mike's dad is no longer working because he got sick. So the wife is the only one that's working. Now how this stuff get out in the neighborhood, I don't know. Because in my household, my mama and them was like, you don't tell the business that's going on in the house, okay? So girl, the whole neighborhood know that this man ain't working no more. So these little bad left behind boys, they decide they gonna come down the street and harass him. Calling him a loser, calling him a tool. And I feel like, what is a tool? Like, I always wondered, like, you trying to call me a hoe? Like, what kind of tool am I? Because that's the only thing that makes sense to me. You calling me a hoe or what? And he a man, so girl, it goes over my head every time. A tool. So girl, they told him he was a tool. It must have hit him below the belt because honey, he was real pissed off. So he got the little, some kind of little wooden hammer looking thing, ran up towards them. He fussing with them all in their face, back and forth, this, that, and the third. So the wife runs out the house, pull her husband back, tell him, you know, you can't beat these kids up. Like, you need to just let them go on about their business. The little kids leave. So now, like I said, they not friends at all at this point. So it was Halloween night. Okay? The daddy got his Halloween face on. Like the little skeleton face. The little boy dressed up as Dracula. And I don't know what the mom was dressed up as. So they go trick-or-treating, whatever. They come back. And it's like all that toilet tissue and all of that all over the trees in the house. It's like They trashed the yard, throw pumpkins, everything. Like, it was a mess. So the little boy, Mike, he said, they're dead. So he runs out of the car, go in the house, and grab the eggs out the refrigerator. He got a whole Dracula face painted, hair slicked back, makeup on. It was a mess, okay? So the mom trying to calm them down. So the daddy, he like, yeah, it's time to teach these boys a lesson. So they grabbing eggs out the refrigerator. She done had to work hard for, because he don't got nobody job right now. You snatching eggs can feed us to go pay these little boys back for eggs in the house. So the little boy screaming, I'm sick of it, I'm sick of it. Let's go, Dad, let's go. He's 16. The daddy is grown and old, okay? And sick. And jobless. But you want to take these eggs out of our refrigerator to go throw them at somebody's house. You wasting food at this point now. So girl, they drive down there. While they riding down, the daddy hyping them up. Are you ready to do this? Like they about to do a whole drive-by. Are you ready to do this? Are you ready to do this? This was a good decision, son. I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself. But y'all gonna go throw some eggs at somebody. He ain't about to go throw no hands. I bet you won't throw no hands. Throwing the daggone lady eggs. I would have said, you better give me my damn eggs. I'll make some scrambled eggs in the morning. Now what we gonna eat? So girl, they gets to the house. They start throwing eggs at the window. One of the little boys just so happened to be up front. So he says, Dad, Uncle Ron, get down here now. We got trouble. Girl, they finished the whole carton off on the one, letting them loose. Letting loose with the eggs, right? So when the guys came out the house, they started running back to the truck. So the guys at the truck, they had already said that the dude's sugar was low because he also had diabetes and he didn't take none of his medication. So they said when his sugar is up and down like that, he start kind of going crazy a little bit. Like in real life, this is not my words, this is what they said. He started going crazy. So he started seeing red, like he started freaking out. So the people begging on the window, get out of the truck, get out of the truck. So he just took off. Somehow Uncle Ron got stuck. So now he is dragging this man down the street. So they chasing the truck. Stop the truck, stop the truck. He's stuck up under the truck somehow. So they said that he drug him at least 100 feet before stopping the truck. And ended up killing the guy. The neighbors came out screaming, hollering, everything. They called the police. They ended up arresting the dad. Of course, the kid didn't get in any trouble because he was only 16. The uncle died. The dad got life in jail, but he ended up dying from health complications maybe like 10 years later. Okay guys, so I hope you're done eating. If you're eating with me, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at I am Sharika B, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye y'all.